Our scripture lesson today is from the Lamsa translation of the Bible, St. John, chapter 14, verse 27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. Not as the world gives, I give to you. Let not your heart be troubled, and do not be afraid. Thus ends the reading of the scripture, St. John, chapter 14, verse 27. 'Tis the season indeed. Preparations have begun to deck the halls and hang the mistletoe, and the malls are bustling with holiday shoppers. But 'tis the season. 'Tis the season also to prepare for this great spiritual awakening, this awakening of our Christ consciousness. Today we celebrate the second Sunday of Advent. Advent is the time leading up to Christmas. It is this time of preparation. It's the time of preparing for our own divine awakening. And each week represents a different aspect or phase in this awakening. The 4 aspects, the 4 weeks being hope, peace, joy, and love. And these are aspects of ourselves. And today, this second Sunday, we contemplate peace, and we hold this peace within us. Peace. What does it mean to you? And how do we get peace? How do we find peace? It can range from internal peace, as we've experienced in our meditation, or it can be global peace. But in order for us to have peace throughout the world, we first need to find this peace within ourselves. And as we prepare for this divine reawakening, we want to create conditions in our life. To create these conditions for it to occur, it's like making the soil fertile as we plant new seeds. And peace is one of the conditions for this to occur. The master teacher taught us, and he said, "Peace I leave with you. My own peace I give you, not as the world gives to us." The peace that he gave us, or the peace that he was teaching us to attain, was the peace in our soul that comes to us with this awakening of our own Christ consciousness. The world can't give us this peace. And when we experience this peace, it helps us to climb further up Jacob's ladder, those ladders of understanding on this path of self and God realization. His peace is a very deep inner peace, and this true peace that is within each and every one of us. It's not outside of us. It's a peace that we experience and live. What happens when our mind is chaotic? Our mind is chaotic and all that chatter is going on and we just can't seem to still our thoughts. They occupy us. Anger, frustration, jealousy. What do? They rob us of our tranquility. And what happens when you feel angry and frustrated? I don't know about you, but sometimes I can't think of anything else. And I think of it as the broken record syndrome. Now, some of you may not remember this, but back in the days, we used to have vinyl albums and little records called 45s. And what happened when there was a scratch in the record? It's like that needle just wouldn't move past that point. It just played over and over and over again until you got up and you moved it. Well, it's the same thing when we're frustrated and angry. It plays over and over and yet over again in our head, and we can't think of anything else. So what do? We get up And we consciously move that needle. We consciously program our minds to move past that. And we put in its place more pleasing thoughts, more tranquil thoughts. The master teacher also said, "Let not our hearts be troubled." Inner peace, it will calm the outer storms. It will help us alleviate this chaos in our life. And he told us that he is always with us, even through these storms. What he meant was his teachings will help us get through them. When our mind is still and when we have peace in our hearts, we have this inner freedom to experience the bliss of our soul. Our mind is then free to experience the expansiveness of all that God has to offer and of the God consciousness. Another way that I find helpful to experience this inner peace is to mentally unplug yourself from the things of the world, from everything and everyone except God. Our work, our families, our school, our issues. Now, we mean well, and our intentions are good, and we want to help people, and we want to be there for them, and that's good. But we also want to make this space for ourselves. And from time to time, we want to take a moment in our meditation to just unplug ourselves from all of the world. We don't realize it, but sometimes these things can drain us of our energy. I know for me, my work can sometimes, it's like this big plug. I just have to remove it from myself. So I have to make that time for myself. And it's a way of recharging our batteries, because when we're not plugged into anything else, we can recharge our batteries. And then what happens? Then we have more to give because we've recharged ourselves. So in your meditations this week, close your eyes and just envision plugs. Just envision that you're disconnecting yourself from everyone and everything but God. And once you have done so, there's only you and God. Then immerse yourself in this light, and as you do, envision yourself just filling up with this recharging, regenerating light. Peace, it's not something we can buy at Macy's or Walmart. It's not something that we can create. It's not tangible. It's not a physical thing. And it's not something that we can put in a package and tie it up with a bow. It is something that we feel. Something that we feel within us. And unfortunately, it's not a gift that we can give somebody at Christmas, but the gift we can give them is to help them find the peace within themselves. Interestingly, the Christmas holiday coincides with the winter solstice. I don't know if some of you have celebrated the winter solstice, but this is the cycle when the earth is at its resting period. I find it's interesting that both Christmas and the winter solstice, it's this time of rest. It's this time of going within. This year, the winter solstice is on December 21st, just 4 days before Christmas. And according to Forever Conscious, the winter solstice celebrates the longest hours of darkness, or the rebirth of the sun, and is believed to hold a powerful energy for regeneration, renewal, and self-reflection. It marks this transition point between seasons. Isn't this very similar to what we are experiencing now in this Christmas holiday season? It's this time of regeneration. It's this time of renewal. And it's this time of self-reflection as we are focused on the Christ. The winter solstice is a very quiet energy. It's like walking. You ever walk in a snowstorm? And there's no cars on the road, and all you hear is the gentle falling of the snow all around you. It's just one of my favorite things. It's a time to be still, and it's a time to reflect on our Christ light and our own inner growth. Silent night, holy night. In the silence and solitude of our soul, we can hear the whispers of divine inspiration. Peace lends to this inner stillness. I also think of the energy of Christmas as a magical time. And all we need to do is believe. Christmas isn't outside of us. We are Christmas. We are the magic, and it's ours to experience this joyful bliss. The magic of Christmas is a time of things hoped for. The wonder of a child's eyes as they sit on Santa's lap. Our little neighbor came to us yesterday. He was so excited. He put up his Christmas tree, and he was going to see Santa Claus. The anticipation of waking up Christmas morning in the hopes that Santa left us something under the tree. Oh, if we could only capture this magic of a child's eyes on Christmas morning. One of the things that Reverend Jackson and I enjoy doing is decorating the house during the holidays. And it's our way of sharing our love and our light with the neighborhood. And we do it because we love doing it. And the neighborhood, they have this little contest, and it's all in fun. And they go around and the families judge for, best house, best door, best children animation, whatever it is. And every year, one of our neighbors comes to us and he says, I'm so disappointed because you've never won this contest. But my response to him was, we have won. We have won because we made a child happy and we brought them joy. And we have this little pop-up Santa Claus on the corner. We're on a corner lot and there's this little pop-up there. And the children just come and look at this and they're mesmerized to watch Santa pop out of this chimney. And to me, that beats any sign sitting in my yard that says best lights. To see the joy of a child and to experience it through them. And it's their purity and their innocence that reminds us of the magic of Christmas. And I want to share with you that I was driving to work Monday morning, and when I'm preparing my sermons, they kind of percolate with me all week. And I was contemplating our message today, and I believe in synchronicity, and this song played on the radio by Josh Groban, and it's from the movie The Polar Express, and it's entitled, I Believe. And it says, believe in what you feel inside and give your dreams wings to fly. You have everything you need if you just believe. And it goes on to say, we were dreamers not so long ago, but one by one, we all had to grow up. When it seems the magic slipped away, we find it again on Christmas Day. Believe in what your heart is saying. I thought, wow, that's a really beautiful spiritual message that he shared through the words of that song. We have everything we need. And it's a reminder to give our dreams the wings to fly. It's all inside of us. It's all inside of us if we just believe. Believe what the Master Teacher has taught us. That we can and we will do even greater things than He. Believe that we are the expression of God living in and through us. Believe that we too are the light of the world, just as He. All we need to do is allow this little light of ours to shine ever so brightly. We are the magic of Christmas. The Spirit lives in and through us. We have everything we need. All we need to do is believe. Believe in our dreams and believe in the magic of Christmas. Find your inner peace and awaken your Christ consciousness. And as we do, this warmth, this love, this joy within us will emanate throughout the world. And that is how we experience world peace. Peace I leave with you. My own peace I give you, not as the world gives you. Many blessings to you and your family this holiday season.